You're welcome back to the Pulse on the Joy News channel on Malta TV. Now let's quickly go to the Eastern region. An update on the situation in Asamama, where there was some shooting yesterday when the police military operation team headed to that community to flush out those engaging in illegal mining. Kofi Siao is our correspondent joining us on the line now after an hour and 15 minutes of struggling. I think we have him now on the line with details. Kofi, we know there are network issues in that area, but what's the difficulty?
Well, Francis, the problem now has to do with the fact that some three well-built men came to we, the reporters who were there, and they took our phones. Their reason was that we were taking visuals of them and that we were going to send it to the security operatives for them to be arrested. So when they took it, they didn't harm us, but what they did was that they deleted the pictures and the videos from our phone. That is the situation here. But I can tell you that calm has returned to this area. And because in the afternoon, some policemen arrived at the place and they ensured that the place was very safe for everybody.
Okay. Now, earlier we were told that some more bodies are actually being retrieved. Tell us a bit more about that.
Well, you know, yesterday it was reported or confirmed by the police that 2 people were dead. But this morning, the town folks claim they retrieved, from dawn, they've been able to retrieve about 11 of them. That is a claim that we cannot independently confirm. We are yet to take that from the police. And if that comes, it means it's a confirmation of what the residents told us. That is the number we are getting now, and we will stick to it now.
All right, you say calm has returned, but what about those who were initially worried about the situation? We were made to know that the men had come back with ammunition. Is that true?
These were the champagne miners. That is what they call them, the name they used to call these miners. And they came in the morning through to the afternoon, and they blocked the main road, and they didn't allow any car or any person to pass. They were harming every animal they see around. And when the police, they called the police as a form of reinforcement. And when the police came, they were able to talk to them and drive them away. And as I speak, there is calm here in Asamama.
Yes, calm may have returned, Kofi, but are they still mining?
No, they are not.
Sorry?
They are not mining.
They are not mining. Okay. For the residents in this community, have they already resumed their normal activities, or they're still
when you come here, I left there about 30 minutes ago. I'm in the next town. But when you go to the police now, you can see that everybody is going about his normal duties.
All right. Thank you, Kofi, for that update from Asamama in the Eastern region. Calm returning to the community a day after the police and military arrived at the scene to flush out those engaged in the illegal mining. That's the updates for you right about now. Let's now check out what's happening on the campaign trail. The heat is on. 18 days to go to the presidential and parliamentary elections. Let's find out what the candidates are up to. Jennifer Kemwa joins us again with the campaign wrap today. Jennifer, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Francis. Yourself?
Well, I'm fine. But how are things looking on the campaign trail today?
Still very busy, still very active. Let's start with the president. He's still in the Upper West region, enjoying the positive vibe and the warm reception he's getting from the residents over there. You know, he had a rally spanning from the afternoon to about 3:18 this morning, and that's what the campaign chairman, Kofi Adams, is using as his yardstick to show that support for the president in the Upper West region, at least in Kalio, is alive and well. He's also due to go to Nandom, Laura, Jirapa, and the University of Development Studies campus at WA. And the president has really been telling the electorates there about all the projects that he's going to continue. He's also inaugurated a couple of projects there as well. Earlier in the day, he inaugurated a water expansion project for WA and its environs, set to pump at least 3 million tons of water into that community. So that's for the president and his activities, but we can get more from our correspondent, Rafiq Salam.
Okay, Rafiq, good afternoon to you. Rafi, good afternoon. Okay, let's hear from the president first, and then we'll get an update for you from Rafiq Salam Ahmad following him in the region.
Supporters of the NDC before heading to Jamboso to inspect work on the water project. The $51.5 million project is being financed from a loan facility from the Korean Exim Bank. The project, which is almost completed, will supply 3.3 million gallons of water a day to Wa and its surrounding communities. President Mahama demonstrated his excitement on the progress of work at the site by sprinkling the water on the supporters of the party. He rounded his tour of the West constituency at Wuchao, where he met the traditional rulers and also addressed supporters of the party. President Mahama stated that, contrary to the perception that the health insurance scheme was collapsed, it was further being expanded and made better to serve the people.
Every year, we pay to hospitals, polyclinics, chiefs compounds more than 1 billion Ghana cedis on behalf of NHIS card users. And under this government, the NHIS we inherited, we have not only expanded it, but we have made it even better. If you look at the number of diseases that it's able to cover, you go to other countries, you will never get that cover under any health insurance. You will never get that cover. For instance, most of the countries you go to, if you have a hernia and they have to operate, NHIS does not cover it. But here in Ghana, if you have hernias, they're covered by NHIS. Even breast cancers for women, treatment is covered by NHIS. Cervical cancer is covered by NHIS.
Right, so that's the president speaking in the Upper West region. Let's get an update now from Rafiq Salam, our man on the ground to them. Rafiq, good afternoon to you. We know that the president will be heading to Nandom and Laura. Where is he now? What's he up to?
The president just finished with Nandom, and then we are now on our way to Laura. And then basically he's been talking about what he has achieved 4 years. The past 4 years, talking about the number of roads that he has constructed in the Upper West region. He says that he has concentrated much of his time and he has not constructed more roads in any other region in the country than the Upper West region. And also, he also again took a jab at the MPP, talking about the issue of one district, one factory, one district, one dam, saying that those are political gimmicks, and he doesn't believe that what the MPP flag bearer is promising. He started the issue of people who knows that they can't fulfill promises are the ones talking about promising people moon and then the sun. He says that even in the year 2000, MPP even promised bachelors that they will give them wives, but they have not been able to do that.
Sorry, what did you say?
He says that even in the year 2000, the MPP promised to marry for bachelors in the country, but when they came to power, they were not able to do that. And so he's thinking that what the MPP flag bearer is putting out is not the best, it's not the right picture as this country needs to hold.
Interesting, Rafiq. He's heading to Laura now, but what is his itinerary for the weekend?
The president, from now, we will, in the next 30 minutes, will be at Laura, where he's expected to meet the paramount chief of the traditional area, Napo, with a Cabo, and then also meet with some party faithfuls there, and then after that, he will head to Jirapa. He's expected to run up his day campaign at Ndamba precisely, where he's supposed to hold a big rally tonight.
All right, thank you, Rafiq Salam. Interesting details about promises to give wives to husbands in 2000, and that didn't come up. Interesting. 18 days to go to elections. You can only imagine that the narrative and the conversations around campaigns will get more and more interesting. Let's get details now and some more. Jennifer, that's for the NDC and President John Mahama. What about the MPP's presidential candidate, Nana Akufo-Addo?
Well, you know, presidential candidate Nana Akufo-Addo is in the eastern region. He was planning a full tour of his home region, but he had to leave there briefly to the central region to attend to some emergency meeting over there with the executives over there in that region. And we'll get more details from that from Maxwell.
Okay, and we'll speak to Maxwell in just a moment, but I also know that for Nana Akufo-Addo in his home region, he's looking to improve his chances, considering what happened in the year 2012, a little over 50%, but the gap seems to be closing since 2008, and so we will get an update from Maxwell Kudeko in just a moment. Maxwell, if you're with us on the line, good afternoon to you. We're learning that the presidential candidate of the NPP, Nana Akufo-Addo, is in the central region. Do we know exactly why? Maxwell, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, man.
Right, Nanado in the central region, what's happening there?
Well, we are told he has some engagement in the central region today. So, the talk in the eastern region has been suspended for today. Nanado resume to the eastern region tomorrow and then continue with his thought to the eastern region. So tomorrow will be the very last day for his campaign, the run-up to the 2016 election. Yesterday, he went to the Fantia Bashar constituency. He passed through the Huakwan North, Suhum, and New Jabin constituency, respectively. Nanado was met with heavy crowd in the Suhum constituency. A lot of people poured out to the street to usher him into the constituency. He, throughout his speeches or throughout his talks to the various constituencies, he's been talking about his intention to create a prosperous Ghana for the majority of people here. And then also, he touched on the recent development in the nursing and teacher allowance saga. Nana Akufo-Addo mentioned that President Mahama and the NDC are so desperate to the point that they have advanced money for the payment of nurses whose allowance was withheld. And then he believed that NDC and President Mahama is doing so just to win the election. And he referred to the act as a political gimmick to just win popular or votes from the people. He mentioned that he is committed to healthcare and then also education. So when it comes, when he gets the power or when he gets the nod, the first budget to present to Parliament is going to include the allowance for teachers and the nurses in the country. Another met with teacher trainees at the SBA Training College in Koforidua, where he assured the teachers of his pushing for education in the country. I don't know, so he indicated that his education policy will also place teachers first in the country so that the teachers will have a sound mind to teach the people. Honorable Alan Kojo Chematen also talked about the fact that every government that has ruled this country or that has governed this country have a basic responsibility of creating infrastructure, that is roads, schools, and then what have you. So he said that if any government or any political party does do that, he has created
All right, thank you, Maxwell, for another update from the Eastern region. So, Nanado taking care of some emergency in the Central region. We're learning that someone has passed away. We have to get the details for you, but for that reason, it's on hold for today. But he resumes to continue and actually wrap up his tour of the Eastern region tomorrow. That's for the Eastern region and Nana Akufo-Addo, presidential candidate of the NPP. Jennifer, quick wrap of things. Where's Eva Lokko Green Street?
He's currently still in the northern region, selling his message of job creation and fighting corruption to the electorate over there. Now, on the field of job creation, he's been touting, he's rather been selling the idea of mass production of almond oil in the country. And he's also promised that 5% of all people living with disabilities will be employed by the public and private sector. For fighting corruption, they plan to set up a national anti-corruption action plan as well as passing the Right to Information Bill into law.
Okay, PNC.
Now
Dr. Edward Mahama, where is he?
Yeah, right now he is in Accra. He was supposed to meet the youth at Nima and Mamobi, but that was rescheduled because today is Friday and you know it's a holy day for Muslims. They go to the mosque. That was pushed rather to Sunday. And on Sunday as well, he will be at Domi Kwabenya meeting the youth over there as well. You know, he is also focusing on the youth, job creation and fighting corruption. That's also his.
I know for the PPP, Dr. Endo may not be campaigning. We know he has an evening encounter today on the state broadcaster, but the whole of today has been largely on mourning the passing of her former running mate in 2012 and former Director General of the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, Eva Lokko. What did he have to say at the funeral? And the pictures you have on your screens are that of the ceremony today at the forecourt of the State House today. It has been a very solemn moment for the Progressive People's Party and also for many who have known the woman who has been quite exceptional at her job in every endeavor, from community service to being the boss, a former boss of the state broadcaster, the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. What did Dr. Indom have to say about the woman in question, Madam Eva Lokko?
He said it was a great loss. I remember when the news of her passing was released, he even had to halt his campaigning around that time. It was a great loss, a great blow to the party as well. But, you know, unfortunately, as the saying goes, the show must go on, and they are going to do the very best that they can to live up to her memory and try and capture that Clote seat. In the meantime...
Okay, just before we delve into more of that, let's hear from Dr. Indom speaking today at the ceremony at the forecourt of the State House.
The real is unbelievable, and the unbelievable is real. Somebody said this to me in consolation. I had been working on this theme for a while, but I heard it afresh. It made perfect sense. These past few weeks, I'm sure that many among us have exclaimed, "Oh, Eva," in disbelief. Also on my mind was a poem by Nana Kwesi Saki, read by his sister Awo at his funeral in 1990. Its first lines are, "To have been bowed low by despair, to have survived this near madness, to find myself whole."
I got you.
To find myself whole in wonder in this new place. It's all right.
And I'll continue. I knew why it came to mind. All this was a new place with despair, near madness, the meanings of survival and wholeness, the terrible wonder of Eva, no longer a physical presence. Eva had a presence. She had presence. She could take charge of a room. She could talk all day and make sense all day. She combined ready laughter with a no-nonsense approach. Her constant theme was our need to think and plan and work for future social gain. She was in a third phase of her life, working to get into Parliament, but more importantly, a public figure increasingly widely recognized, admired, and honored as a person of outspoken principle and consequential deeds. She has certainly played her part in raising the profile of the capable, articulate, and confident women poised to equal and do better than men. When Eva fell ill, she did not hide, though she knew people would speculate. As usual, she was determined to stay positive and active. She went to board meetings, worked with her campaign committee, and did radio and TV discussions. Eva believed in leadership by example at all levels. In tribute to those who are gone, in tribute to Eva, we must try to emulate what we find best in them, and we must all lead by example.
That's actually the family of Madam Eva Lokko speaking today at the final farewell rites done at the forecourt of the State House. That'll be it for our up today for the campaign. We'll go for a short break and we'll come back. We'll do sports here on the Pulse. Stay with us.